Safety is #1 priority.
All right, folks, we're back. I hope everybody's faring well through this COVID-19 problem. My son Seth and I, we're going to try to show you a little bit about this parts of a car we got behind us. It's a 1930 or 31, I'm not sure which. It was a two-door sedan. We're going to try to do a little bit of work to it. But here's Seth.
We apologize that we've been distanced for so long, but we found that we had a little bit more time because, of course, the coronavirus is putting everybody at home. So
yeah, no work, no money. But anyway, let's get to showing you a few things that we've been doing. All right. I had to start out by making a door. I could not find one, so I decided to buy some sheet metal. I just went and purchased some 20 gauge sheet metal, and I started out making the frame, which I can show you. This is just sitting here right now. I plan on welding it all together today and getting it all put together. So I started out by building the frame. Is what we did first. The bead roller, like I just said, is where I did most of all this work. The different dies you use to get the different shapes. The hardest part of doing all of this were the patterns. It took me some time to make the patterns for the sides and for my panels, which I made them out of paper. This piece was for the top panel for the outside, which is this. That's what it ends up looking like. And then the sides, I just took some construction paper and cut it out bigger than what I needed, and then went to bending. Once you get it all fit in there, it fits perfectly. And then all these bends that I got marked on here. Looks like a bunch of jumble, but I figured out what it was. And that piece is just a straight piece. It's not really straight. They're all arched. Everything in the door is arched. It wasn't nothing straight at all. So it was a little difficult first time using a bead roller to figure out how to make all these bends and get the right shape. Because here was the hardest part. Doing these rounds through here, it's a little difficult. I still have to do a little bit of hammer and dolly work on this side. That side I got it pretty straight. Looks pretty good. But as you can see, nothing is straight. Nothing. Whole top everywhere is all rounded pieces. And it seems kind of flimsy. Until you put all your parts on, which I've got to make corner braces for the top. And I got to make a corner brace right here on each side. And then once you put the skin on that and run your window channel that comes all the way through, it'll be really sturdy. All these parts, like this here, is just a simple bead. And I can actually show you that one real quick. To get that bead is this simple die right here. Let me get a piece of scrap metal and I'll show you. This is just a step die is all that is. Looks like 3/16. And you basically, to get this shape or that shape, that was one of my practices, you just run it through the machine. And yeah, I need to mount it a little better, but it works good. And you can turn it to go whatever way you want. Whatever shape you want to follow, it'll do it. And that's the bead that goes around the whole edge of the window frame. That one right there. It's pretty cool. Now on the door skin itself, it's got a 2-inch bead and a 3/4 inch bead. I actually had to make this because, and it's wood. And it does scar up going through the metal, which I need to smooth it out again. But I couldn't afford to get the regular die for this. They were like $400 for the set to do a 2-inch bead and then a 3/4 inch bead. So I just took the top of a bedpost, drilled out the center, and it mounts on here. And I take what they call a tipping die, which is this. You run this one on the bottom, run the tipping die at the top, and that will make the shape of this into the metal. And then you turn it around to do the other side. And that, by the way, that one was only $2.65. Then the 3/4 inch bead, I also took the same kind of wheel and cut it down. And as you can see, I've only run this thing 2 or 3 times and it's already cracked. So the wood's not gonna last long, but it works. This is the panel. It started out straight. And you get this crown in here to make it round like that. What you do is you run it through the English wheel. I'm not going to run it through here just because this one's already good. I'm just going to set it in there and show you. Well, maybe I won't. Anyway, you just run it back and forth over the wheels and you go back and forth from center to side, side to side, until you get the right crown that you want, and then you stop. Then after that, you'll run that big bead, and then that small bead, and then the bottom small bead. And you end up with a door panel. The rest of this, you have to run through that setup right there. And then we bend all our edges, which you can see here. We'll bend all these over. We're gonna put that on the door, and then we're gonna fold them all the way down. And that's your door skin. And these we made are the door jambs themselves. They're too long right now, and I just got it sitting here. I just wanted to get the shape. I got one for each side. And we're getting ready to mount the door. Once I get it finished, we're gonna make the hinges. And once we mount the door and get this set where we want it, then what we're going to do is take some metal and take this off and put some tubing, square tubing all the way around the whole thing and square it up on here so we can actually get everything square from all your lines to the front to back, so it's perfect. And then we'll have to make the panel that comes from here to here, because this looks kind of odd, I know, but it was a 2-door sedan, and what I'm turning it into is a sedan delivery. So this is all going to get closed in. We're going to close this whole thing in, and I want to make a sedan delivery. That's my plans for this. So in the back, on a sedan delivery, has a big door that opens. I haven't made up my mind how I'm going to do that, but I am going to build a door for the back so as it opens and you can put your whatever you want to carry in there. Even though I won't be using this to carry and work with, I still want it to look like an original sedan delivery. And we got a lot of work to do on the frame. We're going to box in the whole frame, front to back. It's going to all get boxed in. And I want to find me a 302 motor and transmission. I'm going to go with automatic. I know a lot of people like to make these into straight drives, but I'm old and don't like to move a lot. So automatic's my way to go. And we got a long ways to go, but I think it'll be a fun project.
And if you see, when you hold up this door skin here, it's identical with the original bead that was stamped in when they made these cars. And that's just wild, because he made those beads out of wood with his drill and some sandpaper for a couple hours.
I did. That's what I used. I used a drill and sandpaper to make them.
And all of these parts that he's shown you have been made by hand using the bead roller and the English wheel.
And the shrinker stretcher. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but that's a common tool. It's just you put metal in there and you pull the handle down and it shrinks it or stretches it depending on what die you put in there.
Exactly. But I also, this bead roller is just a cheap one from Woodward. And it's, I made this part. The table, as you can see, a lot of people might know what it is, but it's an overhead guard for a forklift. A buddy of mine gave me that gear reduction motor, and that's actually a DC 12 volt system with a controller. So it has forward, reverse. You can speed it up, slow or fast. And then I just ran a chain up and mounted my thing there. I just got it sitting there right now. I wasn't really planning on using it today. I usually bolt it down tight. But if anyone needs a motor and setup like this, if you buy one of these cheap bead rollers, he wants to sell, he's got like 15 or 20 of them, and he wants to sell the motor, the controller, and the gears with the chain. I think he wants $100 for the setup, and that's not bad. I just did some trading with him. Me and him are good friends, and he does stuff for me. I do stuff for him, so that's how I got that.
And you guys are probably wondering what about the truck. So
It's been sitting.
it's been sitting out here. We covered it up because we whenever we got some bad weather, we didn't want it to rust where we had it sanded down. But we decided to switch doors on it. So we found a better door we went and got and took the other door off. Just got to replace the glass. But it's still in the current state of being primed. Also got a new fender. Decided to take off the old fender, replaced it. We started doing some sanding here just on spare time we had, but
And we cut that so we could get it square because we found out it looked crooked when we were looking at it, so we had to cut it back apart.
where we welded it just so we could go to that meet and greet, we decided to cut it and move it because it wasn't square at all. But we will hop back on it whenever we get a chance. But I think the Model A is right now because it's in the garage. It's the one that's in the garage, so it's the easiest one to work on, especially when it's raining and hot out. But yeah, so
that's where we're at.
this is the updates on all the vehicles that we're touching with, and that's the coupe is still over there.
That's in the future.
That's a future build. There's our old door with the frame and everything, but we will get to working on this Model A first. Get that sedan delivery done.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna get it done, but I want to finish the truck so we can actually drive it. So we'll probably go back and forth between the two. Maybe one day we'll be working on this, next day we'll be working on that. Just what do we feel like doing that day?
All right, thank you guys for watching. This is all the updates we have on the vehicles that we're going to be working on in the future.
And we'll go ahead and get more videos out as fast as we can this time instead of waiting so much. We'll get back to work full time doing this. We got a lot of time now because our companies have cut us down our hours a lot. So no excuses. We should be able to get some videos out.
All right, catch you guys on the next one.
Have a good one.